This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
Bonjour mes amis, je suis Canadien et logique, and this was a video long time coming. 18 weeks of the NFL have gone by, and the playoffs are finally determined. Welcome everybody. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the amateur's guide to the NFL playoffs. This season was, how do I put this? Probably the most chaotic fucking season in the existence of the NFL. This was one of those seasons where you didn't know exactly what the fuck was going to happen in the first place. Everything that went to shit did. Everything that could have gone to shit also did. This was a season of epic proportions, and I don't know if we'll ever see something like it again. But let's enjoy the shit show together. Buckle up, fuckaroo. The bullshit is just starting. Stop me if you've heard this before, people. The Kansas City Chiefs are the number one seed because of every single ounce of bullshit known to mankind. Wait, you have heard this before, but why didn't you stop me? Kansas City once again proves that they are the dominant team, won 14 and 2 on the year. Actually, no, 15 and 2 on the year. I'm sorry. Forgot about the 17 game schedule. Just like how the fucking Chiefs forgot to play legitimate football. Because let me tell you something right now. They won a lot of their games this year by one score. If you took every single fucking one, the Kansas City Chiefs would have been eliminated fucking weeks ago. Probably like around week 13, they would have been eliminated. But no, they're here at fucking 15 and 2, the number one seed. And someone please remind me why we allow Kansas City to be so fucking good. Oh yeah, it's this thing called the Houston Texans being fucking stupid back in 2017. Man, they can't keep fucking getting away with this. Because every single fucking year, it's always the fucking Chiefs pulling some bullshit and making it to the playoffs at a very high seed. It's the same fucking shit every fucking year. That just makes us question why the fuck we even like them in the first place. Oh wait, we don't anymore. So, ha. Point fucking stands though. They may have deserved a number one seed in some aspects, but in others, not so much. This team has looked incredibly fucking suspect this season. Now, that could have been due to injuries or other causes. I'll let you decide which one works. But I don't know if this was a good choice of having them at the first seed. I'm just saying there were more deserving teams out there that could have got the spot. But alas, Goodell wants his fucking Taylor Swift money. For a team that no one really expected to make it here, for a team that had a lot of questions entering the season in terms of who their main receivers were going to be, Buffalo really seemed to do a damn good job of figuring their shit out and fast. Hell, this is a Buffalo team that honestly should have been number one, but alas, due to bullshit, they fucking weren't. Now, so it's one about Buffalo and how this team literally could have been dog shit, but Buffalo this year came to fucking play. Like they had no idea who the hell the wide receiver one was gonna be. Was it gonna be Keon Coleman, the rookie out of Florida State? Was it gonna be Khalil Shakir? Or were they just gonna fucking throw something up in the air and just hope for the god it worked? Hell, they even brought on freaking Amari Cooper. So he could have been in the fold too. But it turns out all three of them could be in contention for it. All three receivers, along with the two tight ends that Buffalo has, they seem to mesh, and they seem to mesh really well. On top of that, James Cook has emerged as a legitimate fucking threat at the running back position this year. He may have not lit the world on fire, but he's got some damn good games this year that shouldn't go unnoticed. James Cook, dare I say it, had his breakout year. Now the question is though, will he hold up, or will it be time to find a replacement soon? Only time will tell in that regard, but that defense held its fucking ground all year long. And hell, they were the first team to beat Kansas fucking City this year. They were the first ones to give the Chiefs the loss. And guess what? Everyone's happy about that. Buffalo actually looks like a fucking dominant force for once in their fucking lives. Now the question is, can they keep up the momentum throughout the playoffs? Or will they wither and crash out at the very end like usually happens? So it's all to Buffalo in this regard. It's all to them. The playoff future lies solely on their shoulders. Baltimore actually won the fucking division and in convincing fashion too, in a tight race with Pittsburgh. Well, be damned. Maybe it seems like Baltimore actually is back on track. Well, with having Derek fucking Henry as your main running back. I mean, I would fucking hope so. Considering Derek Henry is literally the best running back in the fucking league. I don't know what more you would have expected out of someone like him and his caliber. I mean, the fact that Baltimore, if it seems like they took a step back from last year, but that was to be expected. Lamar Jackson, somewhat cooling down. I guess there was a bit of lack of receivers there. Zay Flowers, despite being pretty much a really good receiver, didn't exactly have the best year of his career. But then again, it's only his second season, so we'll give that a pass. He's still trying to work his kinks out and all that shit, which I understand. But it just seemed like Baltimore needs to figure out their offense a little more. Maybe another weapon or two that's solid could really change the team and could really change their dynamic from solely a run game to a bit of a hybrid. But again, I mean, it's all on how everything works. Their defense, though, that's been a different story. Their defense has once again been shut down, absolutely brick wall. They are a defense that is one of the AFC's best. And all things considered, Baltimore has actually done a damn good job of building that defense. But now comes the true test. They have to face Pittsburgh in the wild card round. Yeah, I know you got to face a team that you just beat in the fucking divisional race, and a team that you had a fucking season record of 1-1 against. But surely you'll be fine. This is the Ravens. As long as they don't choke the shit like they do every other January, they'll be fine. Just put Derrick Henry out there when I get 200 fucking rushing yards. Everything is okay. There's no issues here. As long as their defense can be productive, Derrick Henry can go off, and they can actually get some receiving yards worth a fucking damn. We'll be okay. But until then, good luck, Baltimore. Don't die in January again. Houston, you may have been an AFC South champion this year, but we really, really need to fucking talk. What started out as a dominant year for you guys are looking fucking strong. It was like there was nothing that could go wrong whatsoever. What the fuck was that collapse in the late part of the season? What was that? I mean, I understand you guys had let's just say some major injuries that happened, but you guys should have been able to replenish somehow. You're the Texans. I mean, you guys have done fucking phenomenally well when it comes to situations like that. Why now is it that you're kind of choking the fucking shit? You may have been the AFC South champions, but you're the last fucking seed out of all the division champions. And against the Chargers this week, I don't know if it's gonna look good for you guys. Genuinely speaking, this might be the end of the road. It could very well be the Texans are one and done. And with the loss of Tank Dell, possibly for his fucking career, yeah, I'm just fucking saying right now, man, man, I don't even know. Oh, and Tank Dell's actually coming back, or he's at least returning to the playoff to the practice facility. Hmm, that's something to watch. Their defense still has been shaky. At the beginning of the season, they were great. The latter part of the season, they fucking collapsed. Granted, they held on just enough to win the division for the Texans, but come on. I fucking mean, you can't expect this shit to fucking stay held together forever. Because something's gonna give, and it's gonna cost them. When that other shoe fucking drops, I don't know. But all I'm fucking telling you is, you better be fucking ready when it does. Because if you're not, let's just say Justin Herbert's ready to fucking shred your secondary to fucking pieces, and it's not gonna be pretty whatso fucking ever. So it turns out that having a actually pretty damn good head coach can do wonders for your fucking team. Who the fuck could have thought? Jim Harbaugh, literally coming off a national championship with the Michigan Wolverines, decided to harness all the talent he got from his time in Ann Arbor and put it into molding a damn good team in Los Angeles. Safe to say that this is one of the best the Chargers have looked in a while. I mean, what? Justin Herbert having potentially a career year, Quentin Johnson finally finding his fucking groove, not to mention the rise of Lad McConkey, the fucking rookie out of Georgia. Will Disley having a great year, and even the running game having some improvements. Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, the real guys holding down the fucking forts. And honestly, it could be a lot worse, but that Chargers offense is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty goddamn solid. Defense, the same story. They may not have any big flashy names, but you don't need big flashy names to make your defense fucking relevant. And Jim Harbaugh did just fucking that. With his fucking name alone, people wanted to go to the Chargers to be part of their defense. And look, it worked out. That's all you could say. It worked out, and the team got fucking better. Dicker the kicker even improved this year. I didn't even know kickers could improve. But guess what? Apparently they can. What do you know? This Chargers team, all around, might be one of the most underrated teams in the league this year. And that's saying something. They're one of two teams to make the playoffs out of the AFC West, which I know the AFC West producing more than one playoff team. Shocking, I know. It's weird. But putting it like this, I think the Chargers might have a shot if they don't die, but chances are, if they do die, they'll probably put up a good fucking fight. This Chargers team, man, it's special. It is very special. This week on Days of Our Steelers. Wait, why the fuck is there no music? Alright, I forgot we're a fucking shitty off budget version of Guaranteeing Trio with this skit. Alright, we can do it without the music, that's fine. This week on Days of Our Steelers. The Steelers suffer yet another late season collapse after having a dominating start. And would you guess it cost them everything? Even the AFC North title. It's a season reminiscent of a few years ago. More specifically, the 2018 campaign. You know, the one year where they went 7-2-1, only to fucking fall flat on their face and miss the playoffs entirely. Well, what did you guess that the Steelers did that again? including losing their last 4 games of the regular season. What was looking like a 10-3 campaign turned out to be fucking moot. 10-7 is all they can muster, and just humiliation all around. It seems as though the bullshit in Pittsburgh does not fucking stop. Russell Wilson, despite reverting back to his late Seattle days, still decided to lay a fucking goose egg in the last few games. Let's see, George Pickett's not being able to do anything worth jack dick in the last stretch really haunts the goddamn team's passing production. He was only bailed out by Calvin Austin and Pat fucking Fryermuth. On the running side of things, it seemed to have stalled out what the fucking Germans in the Ardennes. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, despite trying their best to penetrate the line, can only do very little. Moot. Woof. But that's not all. Their defense has been hampered with some issues of their own. TJ Watt having a bit of a backwards year among other players. Alex Highsmith, despite having a bit of an improvement, could not save this fucking team. And that's just only the tip of the iceberg. This team is still stuck with Mike fucking Tomlin, who has yet completed another season with a fucking winning year. Goddamn, how the fuck does this man keep winning? It hasn't yielded in Super Bowls just yet, but it could soon enough. But I'm afraid that's all the time we have for another episode of Days of Our Steelers. Pickens, can you stop being a fucking whiny bitch already? Wait, Denver. You guys made it here? Well, holy fucking shit. I never guys had it in you, but you did it. You held on and you kept the fucking spot. Despite having a bit of a bumpy road towards the end of the year, you held on, you got the all important win, and you made the playoffs. Good job. You fucking did good. Bo Nix even had a fucking great year. Seriously, that man is fucking beautiful. He can move the ball better than anyone on the Jaguars since Peyton fucking Manning could. And that's saying something. The fucking fact that the Denver Broncos, with the little talent that they have to make something work like they did, is damn impressive. They beat out the fucking Bengals and Dolphins to make it here. And also with them, they basically make the last team with 10 wins. The entire AFC and the entire NFC have fucking 10-win teams in the playoffs. But let me say this now. This is gonna be fucking fun. Denver in the playoffs with barely any talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, look at you can write off like just a couple names. Bo Nix, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele whenever he wants to show up, and Angela McLaughlin. I only named offensive players. You notice how I really didn't name anybody on the defense? Because there really isn't anybody on the defense that can really be touted as great. Now, again, I could be very wrong with this. I could, but I'm just saying what I know. So, with that in mind, maybe it's not so much on the team and more so on maybe their coaching. But then again, who the fuck knows? All I know is this team has turned around from shit to actually making the fucking playoffs. And honestly, that's pretty good. That is pretty goddamn good. And maybe this Broncos team will be something, or maybe they might get killed in Buffalo. We'll see. But as it stands now, they're in. And I think that's all they really care about is being in. Let's see what fight they can bring to the table. I can pretty much assure you the answer might be a little or a lot. But let's see. Wow, this is very much a surprise. A very welcome surprise, too. Detroit, despite, having things being on the up and up in the last few years, you finally reached the pinnacle. The number one seed. The first time in your franchise history, too, I hear. That's pretty fucking good for you guys. You guys should be very proud of yourselves. Detroit has come a very long way, and it fucking shows. When Dan Campbell was first hired, There was so much wrong with that team. Jared Goff was in his first year, and the trade was looking like a steal for the Rams. But pull back the curtains a few years, and you see Detroit in the long run fucking made out with this. Acquiring the likes of Amon Ross St. Brown, Jameer Gibbs, Aiden fucking Hutchinson, and that whole thing, among other names. Brian Branch being another name, Tyrion Arnold. And that's only fucking scraping the tip of the fucking iceberg. This is a team that has completely fucking reformed in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, we were talking how bad Detroit was. Then 2020 they got a little better. 2021 they got a little better. 2022 they got close. They got close, but no cigar. Golf was there, and it wasn't close. 2023 you make the playoffs, but you lose in the conference championship game in your first run. This time around, Detroit, I honestly could say this year, they have a shot at the fucking Super Bowl. That is how goddamn good Detroit is right now. They are literally foaming at the mouth of all the talent they have. And they have the buy for the wild card. This is how this goes to show how much fucking hard work a rebuild takes. Dan Campbell was there through it all. He was there through the hardest times in Detroit's history. And what do you know? Detroit has once again inserted themselves into the playoff picture, but this time, all roads in the NFC go through Detroit. Whether they get past them or not is up for everyone else to decide. But for now, Detroit, enjoy this moment. I'm proud of you. Well, Philadelphia, I must say, you guys didn't shit the bed in the late parts of the season like I thought you would. In fact, you managed to remain consistent throughout the entire fucking year. That's a good thing. If anything, you guys should be fucking proud of that. You maintained form, you looked good on the field, and it fucking resulted in fucking production. Actual production. That's what you needed, and you fucking got it. You fucking had battle after battle, dominant win over dominant win after dominant win, close game after close game. Granted, everyone has those. There were some questionable points throughout the season that I thought were a little iffy, but it seemed like you guys were able to fucking fix that right away. So, what the hell changed with the Eagles this year compared to last year? One man on that offense. One man. Saquon fucking Barkley. That's what changed. A 2,000-yard rushing season, not seen in God knows how long. Barkley fucking went off this year like no fucking other running back did. Saquon Barkley was the cornerstone for running backs this year, and it's not even close. Well, maybe close to Derrick Henry, but that's the closest one there is. After him, there's no one else. The Eagles have just found their mojo. Their offense is fucking moving. Goddard's good. Fucking Devonta Smith is good. AJ Brown is elite. Saquon fucking Barkley is the best goddamn running back other than Derrick Henry this year. Jalen Hurts. This is the Jalen Hurts that Eagles fans have been wanting to see for a while. A consistent Jalen Hurts. A consistent Jalen Hurts that wouldn't lose so often. And look what happened. It finally came to you. Jalen Hurts was consistent. He only lost a couple times, but mostly he won games and he looked damn good in those games too. That's exactly what Philadelphia needed. Their defense held up, their special teams wasn't a flop. Everything went according to plan. Good shit, Eagles. Good fucking shit. Honestly, one of the best displays I've seen in a very long time. And hopefully for the Eagles, it fucking stays that way throughout the playoffs. And now, for the next few minutes, as Raymond James Birds and the futility known as the NFC South, the Buccaneers somehow came out on top. And for the first time in what seems like forever, they were not the fourth seed. Instead, they were the third. Somehow, some way, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team has gone from complete and utter dog shit to somewhat playoff contenders. The only reason they won a Super Bowl was because of Tom Brady. Everything else just happened either after Brady or in his last season. It just seemed like Tampa Bay was kind of in the middle of futility, and futility they still are in. Despite Baker Mayfield finding his fucking groove and being the best quarterback since Brady left Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers somewhat are efficient on the ball. Rashad White, Bucky Irving, one of the most underrated fucking running back duos in the league. You also got Mike Evans, and you had Chris Godwin for a bit, but his season ended and potentially his career with the Bucks. That's a yikes. And what's even worse, your main tight end option in K. Dot and decided to get hurt as well. This Buccaneers team is okay for now on the offense, but on the defense, that's a different story. It seems like for whatever reason known to mankind, the Buccaneers defense either wants to be elite one week and then completely and utter dog shit the next. They cannot pick what the fuck they want to be, but somehow they held on just enough to make the playoffs. Maybe Todd Bowles is a hack, maybe Todd Bowles is a genius, but we will never know. God help us all with the Buccaneers as they even try to do anything worth a damn against the Red Hot Commanders. Something tells me that they're going to get their dicks kicked in severely hard. But that's all the time we have for this week on another episode as Raymond James Burns. Alright. Alright, Rams, I see you. You guys are actually not that terrible because actually you had a bit of a bounce back. After a shitty start to the season, you go into the bye looking all dejected and everything. But then, just at that last minute before your next game, after your bye week ends, a glimmer of hope happens. Just something just seemed to stick, and whatever it was, it fucking worked. The Rams tore through their opponents like nothing. They managed to rattle off win after win after win after win, getting themselves into the playoffs in the NFC West title. Bit of an unexpected surprise with the Rams, but it's a welcome surprise concerning NFC West at one point was literally a fucking deadlock, and the Rams are all the way down at fucking third. Yes, I am serious. Go look. But for what it's worth, though, like the Rams just seem to kind of take a step back. They were without both Cup and Nakua for extended periods throughout the season, leaving only Kyron Williams to do the heavy lifting. Matthew Stafford, for as good as he is, can't make every receiver elite. The defense was kind of the same. Like, despite having a troubling start, managed to just simply do enough, and they held through in that big stretch after the bye. I mean, that's really all you can hope your defense can do. But in all reality, it's not much. But if it works, it works. But I will say this now: there are things in Los Angeles happening that are bigger than football. I just want to say I really do hope and pray for every citizen in Los Angeles right now during these troubling wildfires. It's a very fucking rough time, and it's fucking very scary. I hope everyone that's able to can evacuate and get out of it while they still can. It's because of this that the wild card game that the Rams had got moved to Arizona, which I completely understand, and it was definitely the right call by the NFL. I hope everyone in Los Angeles is safe, and I hope these fires can be contained sooner rather than later. because this might go down as one of the most devastating fires in recent memory. We stand with you, LA. We stand with you. Well, okay, Minnesota. This was unexpected out of you. You had a good quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. You just got out of the draft. An unfortunate injury takes him out, so you're stuck with a man that saw ghosts, Sam Darnold. After bouncing around a few teams after leaving the Jets, he finds a home in Minneapolis. And boy, did he ever fucking run with the opportunity. Sam Darnold might very well be comeback player of the fucking year. Now, why do I say that about Sam Darnold? Look at his fucking numbers on the year. This man has been fucking phenomenal. He's led the Vikings to probably their best record since 20 I want to say it's 2019. It was a year the Eagles made the Super Bowl against the Patriots. It was that year. That was the last time the Vikings had that good of a record. God damn. Dare I fucking say it? This Vikings team actually looks pretty fucking scary. Now, will they make it far in the playoffs? Hopefully they do. But be ready for anything now. Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, and a few of the role players along the way definitely helped the Vikings air game. Aaron Jones, their main fucking guy that is running the ball on the ground. Damn, was he a good pickup from Green Bay in the offseason. Proving that the Packers faithful cannot in any way, shape, or form doubt that, he is indeed elite. On the defensive side of the ball, again, I'm not a big guy when it comes to defensive names, so you have to forgive me. But from what I've seen, their defense is actually looking pretty electric. And when your team is looking that electric on both sides of the ball, you know something very well went right. Maybe Sam Darnold's finally found his fucking system. I doubt he starts again next year, considering JJ McCarthy's going to come on in. But if he does, in my opinion, should, he's definitely earned another contract in fucking Minneapolis. He's definitely earned another contract. He has proven he is that fucking guy. Whether you need him long term or short, Sam Darnold, dare I say it, might very well be an elite quarterback. And that's a scary fucking thought to think of. Wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. The Commanders. The Commanders are in the playoffs? And they had an 11-win season? Son of a bitch. I didn't think they could ever fucking do it without Dan Snyder, but god damn, maybe they can. Let me put it to you this way. Other than having Noah Brown, Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz as their main receivers, which isn't very many, but it's enough. Jaden fucking Daniels, okay, is probably the new savior in DC. Somehow, he has taken a team that doesn't have many receiving targets and barely any offensive weapons, along with a not so not terrible defense. What? Has taken this team and he's led them to the playoffs. The damn son of a bitch actually did it. He's actually helped transform the fucking team that was ruined to shit by Dan Snyder, and he's led them to the playoffs. I'll be a son of a bitch. I didn't think anyone could fucking do it, but damn, I guess I was wrong. Jaden Daniels fucking could. And boy, did he. His first season was that of legendary tales. In a way, I'm actually fucking flabbergasted. Because I wasn't expecting Jaden Daniels to be the one to come in and turn fucking ship around. At least not in his first year. Maybe a couple years down the line, sure. But I wasn't expecting this year that he gets the team to the fucking playoffs. Maybe there is hope for Washington after all. Maybe there is a fucking Maybe there is a God after all. I don't fucking know. One thing's for certain. Do they deserve to be here? Absolutely they do. If anything, this might have been one of the most underrated teams in the NFL, and that says something about the Commanders. That really and truly is saying something. When you're calling the Commanders underrated, you know something went very wrong this season. Better this season just went to complete another shit. In which, in this case, it's the latter. But good on you, Commanders. Make us proud. Maybe it's the Brazilian effect because I don't know how else to explain how the fuck the Packers somehow managed to make the playoffs. I swear, Brazil must have done something to both Green Bay and Philadelphia because, I mean, while Philadelphia was one thing, Green Bay just somehow, despite losing in Sao Paulo, well, Sao Paulo, I should say, somehow, despite that, he was able to take that and use his motivation to fucking win, win, win all the fucking way. This is a Green Bay team that just doesn't feel right. I mean, you're gonna be without Christian Watson for the entire playoffs because of injury. That's not exactly good. But there's still plenty of guys you can utilize. Your new running back in Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dobbs, among and Jaden Reed, especially Jaden Reed. The fact that Jordan Love, along with that defense, by the way, which is still very good in its own right, this is an unexpected surprise from the Packers because they managed to do everything right. It seems after that game in Brazil, both them and Philly. There's some fucking voodoo magic. That or it might have been the big booty Latinas that were down there. I don't fucking know. But hey, anything's possible in these playoffs. Now, Green Bay, I must ask you, you are facing Philly again in the playoffs. The same matchup in Brazil. Philadelphia was the home team then. They are again here. Can you actually beat the fucking Eagles this time? Or are you going to do what you did in Brazil and just prolapse? Hopefully without the Jordan Love injury. But time will fucking tell how that game goes. And that's going to be a game to watch this season in the playoffs. Might not be the most exciting game, but it damn sure is up there. Especially if both teams can fucking perform how they did in the regular season, then maybe we're in for a fucking real treat after all. Only time will tell. The playoffs this year just look strong. Now, I don't know what the fuck is in the water this year, but something just seemed very, very different. Now, I don't know what to make of it as a good way or a bad way, but every single team has at least 10 wins this year, and that's honestly a good thing. Every team that has at least 10 wins or above can make games competitive, but when the entire field has it, things are really going to get fucking interesting because that kind of just gives a anyone can win mentality, especially when all the teams are fucking separated by 3 or 4 wins, or in the case of the AFC 5, because considering fucking Kansas City. But and honestly, predicting this might be a bit of a fucking tough one, considering there's a lot to choose from and all that. But I'm gonna try the best here to make the best prediction I possibly can. So my Super Bowl prediction this year, let's say the Lions take on the Ravens. Honestly, that might not be the worst fucking matchup we get, but God help us all if some other bullshit matchup takes place. Because I have a feeling that there's gonna be something that fucking ruins the Super Bowl, isn't it? God help us all. And with that, everybody, that's the amateur's guide for you. Maybe I fucking did this shitty. Maybe I didn't. Whatever the case may be, it was another amateur's guide for you. I did the best I could with what I had, and hopefully the fucking software works. So we'll see if the video comes out today or not. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. Subscribe. Join the Electrical Nation. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Sunday Night Football. But until then, je suis Canadien et logique. Bon nuit et au revoir. Happy playoffs, everybody.